last time on D&D, we met our characters for the first time, and we figured out their skills in the arena of challenge. Our heroes were pitted against 4 tasks, putting items into pedestals for this Coda Inc., this crazy organization, the consortium of daring adventurers, where they were summoned to join the Lore Seekers group. And they met a couple people. Tilly, the Lore Master leader, and Brumar, the Taskmaster. They have spent their time successfully within the city of Fairhaven for the past week or so, looking at the sights and sounds of this marvelous city, walking the grounds of H.E.A.R.I.N.G University, and delving deeper into the Coda Inc. organization, this sort of sister site to the university but not officially affiliated, hidden within the trees of the forest lands of the university. A little bit of lore about the city as well. The city has been quite a hotbed during the past 100 years of activity. This past 100 years has been known as the Last War, as nations have been warring for various physical domain as well as political domain. And Fairhaven has been right on the edge of the nation of Awendare. We won't get too much into politics, but you just feel this underbed, this current of political unrest. And for the past 2 years, a lot of the Last War has kind of been put aside as the Treaty of Thronehold has been signed, putting things at rest. Seeing the sights and sounds of the city, you're marveled at the amazing infrastructure. The way they use magic is fascinating on such a industrial scale. Taverns have cleaning stones that when you walk in, you can place your muddy boots over and your boots are cleaned. The famous ever-bright torches line the roads and landscapes of the city, glowing into the night, burning brightly as these flames last all night. Patrols and night watches have these floating orbs that follow them around and light various alleyways as they protect and serve the city itself. Well, would there be in anything particular you guys are interested in throughout your week stay here at the city of Fairhaven? Yes, Qiylnna.
I'd like to go to the Library of Lore Masters.
Sure
we need
thing.
to put that lady to follow up on the Feycrown thing.
Absolutely. Tilly, of the Lore Masters. Anything else might interest some people? Just offhandedly, as a little aside, maybe a point of interest. It can just be a passing thought of, I like this, or I'm interested in that. We don't have to go into it deeply. Brandon, you're muted.
I want to hunt legendary monsters.
Okay. You definitely won't find them here, other than in the museum or in, on display at the zoo, so to speak. They are not roaming freely in the city of Fairhaven, at least not that you know of. Qiylnna.
This is random. As Letty, are you recording the session right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. So usually it has like a red. Sorry, I was like, I was like, is he recording? Anyway.
Thank you.
What was I gonna say?
Any point of interest in the city over the past week or so?
Yeah, I want to know if there's any like dragons. Are there like, what's the history of dragons here in Fairhaven? What dragons used to like be here? Was it like conquered before? Was it like what? Like the history of dragons here. I'm interested in that.
Sure. Just initially, you aren't met with a lot of knowledge other than just the large continent to the far, far, far south of the continent of Corvair, which you're on. Far south, there's a continent of Argonessen, in which it is home to the dragons that live, if you were to fly in an airship in the recently developed airships of the past 10 years, it would take months to actually arrive at this other continent. Otherwise, you know and learn about the 3 dragons as sort of a creation mythology here in this world of Eberron. The dragon above, Sybaris. The dragon in between, Eberron. And the dragon below, Qiylnna, which make up the world. For now, we can go. I can elaborate more on that, but you just are learning about this creation mythology of the 3 dragons: Sybaris in the sky, Eberron in the land in between, and Qiylnna in the land below. Boa, anything of interest to you as you wander the streets of Fairhaven for?
Well, I'm kind of wondering, do we actually have any money? Because this is such a great place. Is there anything there that we could buy in the item store or something like that? Like some better weapons or some sort of better arrows I could get, better sword?
Coda Inc. will supply the basics that you need. You guys are strapped for cash as budding adventurers, and that's definitely something of interest where getting involved with Coda Inc. would provide a potential source of income and jobs as you go out and serve their needs, especially this upcoming task Brumar mentioned at the end of the challenge arena last week.
So the gold that I have in D&D Beyond, is that not a thing? Or because I have started...
That's a thing. Yep,
okay.
That's a thing. You guys have that. It's just not going to get you much other than basic living essentials, the equipment that you've already purchased, and moving forward with that. In one moment, outside of the campus of the H.E.A.R.I.N.G University, you are about to head into Coda Inc., and you are met by a well, like a wishing well. And this well sits on the main streets, relatively ignored and just everyday occurrence, but there's this cute little boy with a little brown bowl-cut hair and big eyes, and he's leaning on the edge of the well. And you see him looking down there, and in his hands, he seems to be carrying, 2 little copper pieces. And he looks down, and he drops them into the well. And you see this man walking by, this tall, square-jawed man. He's wearing a stiff red military cap. And you see him cuss out the boy. "What you doing that for?" And they seem to have him.
Immediately approach the man. "Do not yell at this child. What has he done wrong?"
And he looks over to you. He's got a square jaw, stiff military cap. Did you see this boy throwing valuable copper into a well like that?" And the boy looks up at him. I have my desires, sir. Please. And he just looks ashamed. "This boy's wasting valuable resources at a time like this. Don't you see what's going on here?" And he points out over the past week they've been setting up for a festival of sorts, and you hear murmurings of this event of celebration that's upcoming in the next couple days. "A boy such as this shouldn't be tossing idle coins into a well. What did you hope to achieve out of that, little boy?"
I'm going to interrupt you before he answers. My good sir, a child is allowed to be a child. And yes, I see what is happening. But if the child wants to take his valuable materials and toss them in a well, to do whatever he may wish to do, that is his right to do so, my good sir.
And the little boy's looking at you. What did the 3 of you do? Do you see this interaction? Qiylnna has taken a little bit of a aggressive approach toward this tall, square-jawed, stiff red military cap man.
I get down closer to the ground to talk with the little boy, and I say, "Now I know that this is usually not what people ask, but what did you wish for?"
Well, I'm looking at this university, and I just have dreams of getting involved. I want to go to this university. I hear there's this secret organization that serves people like me, like people that, I don't know, wanna find magic and mysteries in the world. Do you know about that? And the man just, "Boy, these dreams are scattered far and wide. This organization is nothing but trouble."
Do I sense that they're talking about Coda Inc? About the organization?
You're getting a very strong feeling that they're talking about Coda Inc., this secret sort of organization, a part of the university that isn't quite well known, but people kind of know about it.
Sure. I ignore the man pointedly. I look at him and I look back to the boy. And I say, people like you? What do you mean? I mean, there's magic everywhere. There's magic in your heart.
And the little boy is looking up at the big, strong, square-jawed gentleman and looking at Qiylnna with her disheveled hair and smiling face. Do you think so? I don't know. I don't feel right.
Don't feel right. Does this man bother you?
The man speaks up. What four of you have right coming in here? I'm merely trying to set this boy's value system straight. Don't you understand? People need precise focus and goals.
And who are you to set his values correct? Are you his father? Are you his brother? Are you his mother?
I'm a man of position and power here in Fairhaven.
And what position and power is that?
You'll know by the end of the week, sure enough. Listen, boy, don't be throwing your money down in the well. Tell me, do you know anything about what this boy's talking about?
I look him straight in the eye. I say, no clue.
Makes sense.
What
See,
makes sense? You want
He's
to go?
pointing down at the little boy. See, this organization that you thinking so much about and aspiring towards, these people don't even know anything about it. Am I right?
Well, only one has answered.
Well, do tell.
As a faculty member of the university, I have also heard murmurings. So I wouldn't close the door on it very suddenly.
Do you work for Brumar? You're muted, Brandon.
Sorry. At this moment, I slowly walk with my arms folded behind me towards this gentleman, and I tell him, do not speak ill of things that you have no knowledge of.
Well, I don't speak ill at all. I'm just wondering, do you work for Brumar?
That's neither here nor there.
He is my
Taskmaster?
boss.
Good to know. Good to know. And the man starts bowing out. And the boy is just left there standing by the well.
I
I say,
him
I
on the
lied.
head.
It's real. It's real. I lied. Shh. I walk away.
Does the boy now join us?
Nope,
Yeah.
The boy is just left to his own devices, a little bit torn, a little bit in between a pillar
yeah, give
and
him-
a hard place, a rock and a hard place.
I give him a 2 copper to replace the ones he threw in the well.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
He kind of scuttles off. So eventually, Qiylnna finds her way into the Lore Masters. This section is quite fascinating. As you enter this library-like construction, there are tons of people just lining shelves, lining tables, writing things down, organizing things, and there at the front desk, the entryway, is the short little woman with cotton ball hair, Tilly Turu. And she's sitting there, wide-eyed, staring at one person who's just on and on telling her this story. Before I went, and we saw in the cave, and they had the river, with the fish underneath, and the stones that line the wall, and Tilly's like, yes, yes, yes. And she looks up at you. Oh, yeah, one of our new initiates. Come in, come in, come in. And the other person that she's standing next to is kind of caught off guard, like, I'm not finished.
Is the guy standing next to you using his voice, or is he just signing?
He's mostly signing.
Okay. So
I'm not finished.
I come up to Tilly and I say, pardon me. Hi, Tilly. You asked me to come.
Ah, yes! I remember you. I remember all of our new initiates here. Some of the cohorts are struggling. We're hoping better for you guys. You're one of our stronger ones. And she's shuffling around, looking over her paperwork. She's going to take a minute as she tries to find that information. The other guy's like, Do you know the story? Oh, let me explain. Before I went into this cave, and all of a sudden, this story just starts going on and on and on. Until he's like, listen. She's a lore seeker, we're a lore keeper. Don't interrupt her. Don't bother her with your story, please. She kind of interrupts. See ya, we lore keepers have the joy of meeting lore seekers like yourself and gaining all the knowledge and the lore and the stories that you guys have gone out and captured. Well, one of our initiates here has some stories that he loves to tell us again and again and again. So you understand that we appreciate this knowledge, but sometimes you just need to deliver it succinctly as possible. She looks at him, and he's like, well, I wasn't finished. I was giving you the details.
Knowledge is power, so best to grow power quickly and efficiently.
We haven't thought of that one. Qiylnna, you certainly have something about you that we're going to keep here in the logbooks. And she pulls out a piece of paper and hands it to you. This is quite fascinating. Now, I knew Feycrown rung a bell because I remember logging specifically about this name that I found in a ledger for a ship. A ship called the Emerald Dream. And the ship, the Emerald Dream, left Stormhome, this island to the north, this country, small little island country to the north. And on there, the ledger had these passengers. Feycrown. That's all the information I could find.
Was it a man and a woman? Or was it a male and a female elf?
2 passengers on the Emerald Dream, a ship. That's all I can get you.
One moment. Let me add this to my notes.
Certainly.
She says that out
How long ago was that? Sorry, I missed that. How long ago was that?
The ledger was quite some time ago, maybe a decade or so.
Is that ship still around?
Oh, the Emerald Dream is. We haven't logged any information about it. But I just remembered specifically when, Qiylnna came and she signed into the ledger. Feycrown was a name that I recall having seen in our lore here.
And you did say 2 passengers.
According to the ledger, yeah.
And they went to, what was the island called?
They left Stormhome and were traveling west of Stormhome on some sort of destination.
Thank you.
They traveled into the Eldine Bay. I don't really know much beyond that. Obviously, this ship ledger isn't as detailed as we'd like it to be.
That is valuable information. Thank you very much for sharing. If you hear more or find more, please let me know as soon as possible.
Certainly. You're just lucky that I recall seeing that name.
I appreciate that.
Maybe I'll inform our lore keepers here and see what they draw up, but thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, actually, I do have a question about the lore you have kept here. Is it all word of mouth or is it written down in books?
A little from column A, a little from column B. We have some things here that document this sort of stuff. I believe Brumar hooked you up with some of those devices. Those devices are very valuable. You can use them to capture images, draw upon qualities, those items that are in your possession. Those things will be brought here and logged into our archives.
Excellent. And are we able to access these archives and review them at leisure?
With a keeper by your side, yes. We don't let anyone just walk into our vaults.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tilly.
Of course. And the other guy butts in and, again, from the beginning, and he starts explaining to Tilly.
And I thank him and continue to walk away.
And he's like, one time I went into this cave, and Tilly's like, yes.
I actually interrupt and tell him that there's a kid on the street that would love to hear these stories. So, if you'd like to meet him, he's over by the well checking in coins. You can go talk to him.
The guy's like, Does he document the lore?
He's just a kid.
Well, thank you. And he goes on to talk to Tilly some more. And Tilly's like trying to find a younger initiate to pair him up with.
What next? Oh.
So, eventually, you guys find your way and meet up with Brumar. Let's see what we got here. So, Brumar is the little gnome with the leather skull cap, black and white, salt and pepper hair, burn marks on his left side, and you find him sitting in one of his offices. He's got quite a few here in the Coda Inc. headquarters. As the taskmaster, he has a number of offices that he moves around. And this small, tiny little man, especially compared to you, tall four. Welcome, welcome! Come in. Finally, we meet. Come with me. We have to go out into the grounds. I need a good pace. You know Brumar is a notorious pacer. And you can see his office is filled with paper, and he's dealing with all sorts of tasks. He's got one of those crazy boards with yarn, dictating different groups and different cohorts and their tasks and how they all relate to one another. And he wants to pull you out of there.
I'm starting
walk
to
the grounds.
closely observe.
You catch a glimpse of it, but he's got his own system. You don't have enough time to decipher it.
Well, but I like to know. I like to try to know.
Sure. Make a perception roll.
Oh shoot! Forgot my dice. My dice. $18.
So as you notice, you see some of the cohorts that have been initiated are already being sent out to various tasks to find different items, to find different things. One of them just happens to catch your eye. It's called the Tether Compass. It seems to always point to its paired bead. But otherwise, you don't know of its purpose or significance.
Thank you. Interesting. And then I follow out the door.
So you're walking with Brumar. How has your stay been here in the organization so far?
Wonderful.
Very acceptable.
Excellent.
Can't
Excellent.
complain.
Well, there is... Well, if we want to be more than okay, Bosch, if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. At the same time, don't get too comfortable. There's a task ahead.
Can I mention to him that people seem kind of sketched out by Coda Inc? And see if he reacts to that in any way.
Okay.
Sketched
I
out.
tell him
in
about
what
the
way?
incident with the boy and the man.
Boy and a man.
And the man specifically asked if we worked for Brumar.
Right.
His name,
And,
yeah.
I've been suspiciously silent, just walking around, taking everything in, still amazed that I'm in this world. Hopefully someone will come over and ask me what's on my mind.
That's kind of what Brumar's doing right now to all of you.
Okay.
Checking in with all of you.
Okay. Bosch looks over at her and tells her, this world is quite strange. It's nothing like where I'm from. And it's taking a moment to take it all in.
Yes. I do recall Tilly had a sort of a hiccup in her ledger when she was registering you in as one of the new initiates. Bhäst, and that name certainly has resonated here in the halls of Coda Inc. Tilly it's very unlike Tilly to have an error in her ledger. She's the best lore keeper we have, so for her to not have a name on her list, it's quite an anomaly. Well, needless to say, here at Coda Inc., we always have anomalies show up in one way, shape, or form. But we're ready for anything.
Yes, and so am I.
That's the attitude we like to hear, especially for some of our new cohorts who are just realizing how daring they have to be to join our consortium.
Daring isn't the problem, but I do like to know more information.
About what specifically?
Well, to be quite honest, everything. I want to know it all.
Ah, I see. You're one of those type of Codas we have. Well, maybe Tilly's more your friend. I'm the one here to assign you tasks. I can answer a question or two that you might have, but everything is quite a long time.
Well, I'm very glad to have made Tilly's acquaintance, and I shall be speaking and meeting with her again.
Indeed, she has her hands around many projects, especially from the most successful cohorts that have come back. Not everyone comes back. And frankly, that's why I need to talk to you. One of our cohorts
Not
has
everyone
gone...
comes back?
It's kind of a sad truth about Coda Inc. Some of our bravest and most daring don't come back.
My goodness. Carla has a panic attack.
Carla, I'm sure it will be fine. We will be here for you.
But what if we don't come back? What if we don't come back? What if we die?
It is not good to dwell on the what ifs.
Coda is missing. So I assume that's our next quest is to find this missing Coda.
I like how you think, Boa. Let Curla collect her stuff before we actually move on to that.
Breathe with me, Carla. 4 in, 6 out. 4 in, 6 out. Excellent. You're doing wonderful.
Okay. What would you have us do?
Get your composure together. Quickly, I like that. That's important. As I was saying, yes, one of our cohorts has gone missing. And we believe you could be the group to go out and find them. More so, we think that perhaps they were missing something. And maybe that's why they themselves have gone missing. He signals, and you guys are walking out into the main thoroughfare of H.E.A.R.I.N.G University. You've left the Coda Inc. establishment, and you walk out into the university. And there's 2 porters bearing the crest of House Orion. House Orion is one of the organizations that runs delivery and travel services on foot, across land, and especially being well known for the lightning rail, one of the marvels of magic and technology, in which they channel electrical elementals and hover like a train above rails across the whole countryside. Locally, though, we're looking at one of the porters, and two of these porters come in with a crate. One of these porters is something about him. He's got bags under his eyes, and he's got chapped lips, and just his hair is kind of greasy and matted over. He's not as well dressed as one of the other porters who's leading the way, bringing in one of the crates. And the crates plop down in front of Brumar. Perhaps you guys would like to help me open this.
Gladly.
Sure.
Try and yank it.
So it's nailed shut, and you guys spend a minute wrenching at it, and you see the clean shaven porter kind of step away, like, "Thank you. Remember, if it's quick and on speed, House Orion is for you." And he's takes a bow and leaves. The other porter is just kind of like looking over and kind of slinking back, make sure the package is delivered successfully.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sorry, this crate was delivered to us?
To Brumar.
Yeah, to
okay.
Brumar, and he's handing it over
Brumar.
to you guys. Yep.
So we're all trying to open it right now? Can we see what's in?
Yep. You're all trying to open
Slide
it.
my dagger under one of the wedges of the top and the bottom, and I just...
Can I just burp out fire at it?
You want to roast the thing?
I love that. I love it.
Let's not burn it. We don't know what is inside.
I start. I'm
Like a
start,
frustrated-
building up the burp, and Qiylnna's like, wait, no.
Yeah. No, I love it. No, actually scorch it a little bit with a frustrated burp.
Burp. It's like not even the full breath weapon. It's just a burp.
Right.
It makes a little campfire. Can we start making, marshmallows over it?
Boomar's looking over you guys in the new cohort, and he's like, "You guys will do just fine. Your vigor, your passion, your willingness to jump right in." Everyone make perception rolls.
The smoke.
The effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception. How do I do that on this thing?
What do you add to perception?
I'll roll for you. Wisdom. So you're gonna find your
Hmm.
perception skill. You're gonna roll your d20 and add your total perception skill.
I gotta go to skills.
That's sad. I
let's see.
got an 8.
22.
I got a +2. So, okay, let me roll a die. Oh, it's asking me which one do I do?
So it's gonna be a d20.
That's the first one. I got the app on my second phone. See?
Nice. Okay.
So,
We can't.
So what'd you
yeah,
roll?
I know. I just saw that. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Roll. I rolled a 2.
Okay. You do not notice anything other than the crate that's in front of you. Qiylnna, what'd you get? Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you're all focused on the crate, except for good old Qiylnna, who has taken a step aside, and you see off in the distance the porter with the bags under his eyes is still kind of slinking about, just as the crate unravels and straw and hay peel aside as you see this squat, fat, black mini obelisk just sitting in front of you.
This is for us?
It's
Or is this
that's what's in the crate.
Oh,
When
an
I hear
obelisk?
the things hit the
The
ground,
crate opens up and yeah.
I turn my head to look at it.
Oh, what, we were walking away from it and then we
Wait,
turned
so
our
because I
heads?
got an 8 perception check, I don't see that?
No, you all see this squat, fat obelisk. Qiylnna notices one of the porters in the shadows, like kind of still slinking around as the crate opens, and he sees what's inside and continues away.
Okay.
One
And
of the
Brumar's
porters
there.
is- No.
So I see it. I see the obelisk. And
Right.
I'm like, wow.
What
What
is
is
it?
that?
Yeah, it's like this high, like this wide, but it's like this short, mini, fat obelisk. It's chipped out of this dark stone. There's like runes carved into it, but it's all one black stone. You can see that there's patterns and there's like some sort of inscriptions along the sides of it. It's just this marvelous piece. Qiylnna.
Okay.
I'd like to get up close and see if I can either read the runes or know what kind of stone it's made from, any of those things.
Sure,
Yeah,
make it an
gosh.
Arcana roll. Arcana.
And I reach out to touch it, like what you call it, and one of you guys like slaps my hand back and tell me not to.
Sure. Whoever wants to try to tap into their knowledge, roll a Arcana check, Intelligence Arcana, to see what you know.
I have
Oh,
got
are you rolling Arcana? Do you want me to roll for you? Oh, do you have a roll under me?
Where's that?
I got a 7. I'm like shit.
Senses.
Come on, Bosch. Come on.
What? What am I doing? Hold on. Where do I go to see the Arcana skill?
It just goes
Okay,
in like
I
a
see
line.
it.
I'm like, nope, I don't get it. Nope, I don't get it.
All right,
Nope,
I
what the
don't
hell?
have- Okay, so do I roll a d20?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
And
probably
you
always
add-
going to roll a d20.
All right.
What'd you get,
Just
Qiylnna?
see-
Can't you roll?
I got a 15.
Okay. Okay. So, surprisingly, no one knows anything except Bhäst, who sees this material, this stone, is quite fascinating. The material is something he recognizes as a very, very. It's like a resonating sort of stone. It has like vibrating qualities to it.
Okay. See, in my storybook world, in my world, there's a special type of material called C.O.D.A, and Sira is the metal from heavenly and demonic beasts, and this obelisk is inflected with this Sira material.
It could definitely be an offshoot or a cousin to or influenced by this serum, but this stone has this material that is like a tuning fork.
Right, it resonates with the same vibrancy of that material.
Yeah. And
You tell us that?
Yes. No, I'm thinking that in my head.
Okay.
Okay. So no one knows that but Bhäst.
Right.
And you just see this twinkle in Brumar's eyes as he's looking over you guys, exploring and investigating it. I knew this thing would resonate with you guys. Let me tell you more about it.
Please.
And as he moves closer, you just feel this weight. He comes. This is a replica of the Whispering Stone. Of Whispering Rock, this site to the north. And wouldn't you know, we sent another cohort to Whispering Rock weeks ago. And then we find this, or rather, this obelisk comes into our possession here at Coda Inc.
Fun.
Let's get some hay out of my face here. In this obelisk, and he brings his hands closer, and he's just like slowly strokes down the seams of it, and it just, and it opens up, and it just unfurls itself and makes this base, and he reaches in, and this golden hand shape appears. I think the cohort was missing this.
And what is that?
We don't know, but it's in a miniature version of Whispering Rock. This golden hand shape, I think, is what they were missing, and maybe that's why they are now missing. And why you four need to go north to Whispering Rock. The city of Fairhaven will always be here, and we need you to go to Whispering Rock. The thing is, the Whispering Woods is not something that we recommend traversing through. And we think the best way would be meeting up with an old contact at a foundry at the base of the Star Peak Mountains. There's a strange instance that happens. We know a little bit about Whisper Rock. We're trying to get more information about it, hence sending the cohort. And Whisper Rock has this sort of, I don't know, ritual, trigger, reaction at the end of this month every year. And we think this golden hand shape might be vital. And you need to get to Whisper Rock by the end of the month. Now, we think the quickest way would be meeting up with our contact in the foundry at Star Peaks Mountain. But if you have to, then make a beeline for Whisper Rock, but only the most daring of Codas go through Whisper Woods.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. I hear this, and obviously I want to meet at Star Peaks, but I get everyone's opinion. And I say, if we want to go through the Whisper Woods, we need to do thorough research before we go.
I am in favor of this decision.
Which one?
Both. Do the research and then go.
Doesn't matter which one. We have to research.
Period. Yes, correct. I want to know all the things, especially about Whisper Woods.
Okay. Bo, you've been strangely silent. A penny for your thoughts.
That's just how I am. I am very, very quiet. I would like to go to the Star Peaks Mountain, it's called?
There's a foundry at the base of Star Peak Mountains, yep.
But as long as us, checking out what creatures are in this woods doesn't take quite too long, I'm in. But if it is going to take quite a while, I would say let's go to the 3 peaks, or 3 towers, or 3 peaks.
Star Peaks.
Star Peaks. Thank you.
Star Peaks.
Question: do we run on a typical human 24-hour day?
Yes. 24-hour days, 7 days a week, 28 days a month.
Thank you. I can spend 2 days, 20 hours each, dedicated to the study, and then relate to you what I can find, while you also do research and relate to me what you find, if that is acceptable.
Study group.
20 hours a day you can devote to studying.
Yes. I only need 4 hours of being in my trance meditation rest a day.
Okay.
I think
would
like
say
early
just
while we're
the-
studying.
Take a look at this thing you found. What's the hand shape? Okay.
We've christened it the feeling 8.
All right. I'm kind of wondering. Can I do like a
Feeling
perception and
eight.
see what more is in there? Because I kind of feel that my what's it called? The monocle probably could fit in that little shape there. So I'm kind of first I'm doing a perception roll on that if I could.
Sure. Actually, do an intelligence investigation. You want to search more in the obelisk?
Okay.
Yep. Is that what you want to do? Search more in the obelisk, or search more of the feeling 8?
Well, I guess 3 things. Find out if there's anything more about this thing, and see if my monocle can actually fit in there.
Sure. Just the hand shape, though.
Just the hand shape.
Okay. So not intelligence investigation.
All right.
Is it a statue of this hand shape that's golden, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
15. Okay, so as you investigate, you notice that it is perfectly sculpted to stop at the wrist. It's not like it's broken off. It's not like it's severed. That's specifically the shape. It doesn't seem like there's anything more that is attached to it or anything that goes on more. It is of pristine quality. The shapes, the fingernails, the details, the hand is ridiculously crafted. For a soft metal such as gold, it's holding its shape very well. The shape, yeah, it actually fits your monocle. You can't tell if it was perfectly fitted for it, or if it just kind of moved a bit and pinched it accordingly, but it holds your monocle.
Can I look through it? What do I see? Do I see anything? I know this thing only captures, I think, animals, or I could take pictures of animals.
It captures images of things that you want to capture images of.
kinda
Mainly interesting
That's-
lore, which is a... Say again?
Is there anything? What's the word for it? But that omits off that the monocle could see something. Maybe. Kind of curious.
So Boa looks through the monocle, and you see it, unlike when you're normally wearing your monocle, it's accented in such a way. It has this sort of like a vigor, like a things kind of radiate a little bit more. There's more resonance to the crates at your feet, the people by your side. All of a sudden, colors are sharper. Light is more vibrant. It just brings up the quality of things. Is that your monocle doesn't do that, but for some reason it's hyper accentuated when it's inside this golden hand shape.
Can you tell us about that, Boa?
Yeah, I'll share whatever I find with the rest of the group.
How do you share? What do you say?
Has any other insights that I'd like to check out with the thing?
So you learn about the vibrant qualities of his monocle in this golden hand shape.
Interesting. Huh. Something to keep in mind. Let us off to the library to find out what we can.
Yay,
Just
library.
as Qiylnna says that, you hear... Marvelous, Brumar. Marvelous. Thanks for shipping in my golden hand shape. Now give it back. You see the tall, square-jawed, stiff red military cap gentleman walk in. This is Drakkar Raz Thornheart. Drakkar Raz Thornheart, is one of the leaders of this organization. Brumar kind of brings you in.
Hello, my good sir.
And he brings you closer. There are people that are going to want to be after this. He is part of an organization that C.O.D.A is notoriously rubbing up against. I don't have much time to tell you about them, but just know this. They're part of this one group. The H.E.A.R.I.N.G. Sort of a term meaning a better time. The H.E.A.R.I.N.G. Executive Appeal Regiment. Implementing nurtural gatekeeping.
Wait. H.E.A.R.I.N.G?
The H.E.A.R.I.N.G. Executive Appeal Regiment. Imposing nurturable gatekeeping.
H.E.A.R.I.N.G, got it.
A lot of the members of these organizations can be seen by their mark, whether they know they're part of the organization or not. They wear these bars in their ears, denoting their allegiance. This is how we talk about them. This organization has people in places of authority, of command, of governments, of military. And Raz is one of these people that we are notoriously rubbing up against. Him and I go way back. And I think he's coming after this handshape. We don't have much time. And Raz comes in. And you see behind him the man, the porter with the baggy eyes and the chapped lips. And you notice he's wearing one of the earrings, the bar earring in his ear. If it wasn't for my trusty henchman here, Maggart has informed me my shipment has been waylaid by you, Brumar, yet again. So you best do it justice and return it back to me right now.
That's going to be a hard no, sir.
Excuse me? No?
Correct.
And Brumar's like, pay attention. Time's running out. You gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. The best way is getting on a lightning rail. A lightning rail out of town. Get out of here. The last one leaves today. The festival's happening soon. If you don't get on this trip, if you don't get on this train today, it's gonna take you forever to get to the Star Peak Mountains.
I'd like to cast Minor Illusion. Of the hand statue in my hand as I toss it to him, and we all run. And I'll say
Do we
that.
need to
I'll say
take the
that.
hand shape?
Yeah, yes.
We need to take the hand shape. Okay. I'm scared. Okay, wait. Okay, ready. Okay, wait.
Do I have to roll something for Minor Illusion?
Nope.
Okay.
So Kurla pulls up webs of illusion, just stringing them together, that creates this false illusion of the golden hand shape as she flicks it at Raz. And Raz like jumps up into the air and tries catching it and just flies through, creating the perfect diversion for him to bump into Maggart as the four of you pick up the golden hand shape
And run.
and start booking it out into the plaza.
While Raz is fumbling with it, I would like to see if there's anything that Raz has on him that we could take.
Would be what?
I want to.
We're gonna miss the train.
Well, I want to pickpocket Raz and see if there's anything that we actually have while we're getting out. Can I do that?
I love it.
Sure, roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Dexterity sleight of hand.
14.
Yeah, you actually grab one of his festival tickets.
Okay.
I can't even go to the festival.
Time.
All right, we take it.
Wait, I want to give it to the little boy. Where's the little boy? I want to give the ticket to the little boy.
Hang on to it.
All right.
So
we gotta run.
the four of you are now running out of H.E.A.R.I.N.G University into Fairhaven, where a festival erupts, as today is the day for the Festival of Sound, and its leading organization happens to be this hearing organization. As all sorts of activities and festivities go on, you're going to have to navigate all the way across the city in order to capture the lightning rail before it leaves the station. Can our adventurers do their best to get across the city as they're being pursued by Raz and his henchmen? Let's find out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to enter a skill challenge. We're going to need to get 5 group successes before 3 failures. This is going to rely a lot on our skills to see what we can do to navigate the city as crowds get in your way, as false leads are blocked off by parades, as active jugglers and still walkers and flamethrowers travel through the city in a burst of music and activity. So with that, what do each of you do to try to navigate this city? You can lean on your skills to try to use one of your skills to your advantage. Perhaps trying to convince people with charisma-based skills, brute forcing with athletic skills, or otherwise. But we need to score 5 successes before 3 failures. What do you do?
I have a +4 to persuasion. I'm really charismatic, guys. So I can talk my way through this city.
Are you sure?
Oh, honey, follow me anywhere.
Okay.
If you want to.
All right. So roll your what is it? Charisma persuasion?
Yeah. $11. Maybe I'm not so good. I'm nervous.
You know, starting out, the crowds are quite thin. How does Qiylnna successfully persuade people to get out of her way?
Give me a second.
Well, you can always ask, Carla to burp. Watch out, she's
Oh,
gonna
my
burp
fire.
out of the way. And
Okay.
Oh, wait, who's the smallest of us among us 3? I mean 4.
I think I'm pretty small, right? No, I don't know.
Are you heavy though? Did you set your weight?
I don't remember.
What are you doing successfully? Tell us.
So what I want
are
to
you trying
do
to
is I
Just
want to
tell us.
have. So hey Bhäst, I
Yes.
really love it if you could carry Qiylnna while I shout down the streets, telling people to move out of the way because we need to get to the location on the other side for medical help.
Right, because she's still injured.
Can I pretend that I'm sick? Like,
So is that what? Yeah. Okay.
So
Do you agree to
yeah,
this?
I look over to Qiylnna and I give her a look up and down. And I'm like, maybe. Let's see if this will work. Jump on.
Oh, it's working. Qiylnna has successfully persuaded people that you guys need to clear the way for Qiylnna's health concerns.
Right.
What
So
other
we're
skills, you
running
guys?
down
The
block.
party has
burping
scored
up
1
fire.
success.
Okay, I have a +5 for acrobatics. So I want to roll a die on that and see what happens.
Beautiful. Let's see what you do.
Oh wow, I rolled a 19. So
Bhäst
I'm at-
crushing it acrobatically through the
Right.
crowds of people. There's a carriage full
Yeah.
of cabbages. How does he overcome it?
Parkour.
Yeah.
I see a stone vase that looks sturdy enough for me to like climb on top of. I jump up with Qiylnna on my back, and I jump on top of some awning on top of a market and I like ninja run all the way down the block, leaving Boa and Qiylnna in the background.
Oh no, I can keep up.
Wait up for them.
I'm fast. I can keep up.
All right,
No, I understand, but you're trailing us. Do you understand?
you guys are moving along. 2 successes so far.
As everyone's looking at his magnificent parkour, I actually just sneak behind the stands and as just in the shadows behind all the merchants, whoever it is. I'm actually just going behind everything. All
right, so roll
focus on these 3.
Roll a dexterity stealth check.
Give me 1 second. Gotta find it. I just dropped it.
Gotta get a nice dice box. A nice little dice box. Old Apple products work great. 17. Just barely, as you navigate through the crowd, you see Dakar, Raz, Thornheart, and now he's got 2 of his minions there. Magart, you know of, and this other one, Grendel Cromwell. He has a little rat tail hair, and you see these 2 people with their metal bars in their ears, and they're looking over, trying to find you guys. But Boa manages to stealthily sneak by in the crowd, staying in the shadows, heading to the other side of the city. The party has 3 successes.
Okay. Here's what I'm do. I'm sorry. I have pretty good Arcana, and I kind of like want to use my alchemist tools to like make a concoction to make the road super slippery behind us, so that they trip up or whatever. Yeah.
Nice, go for it.
Like a bottle of like, I don't know,
Slippery
bath,
juice.
and I'm like,
slippery juice. Let's see. You're creating it under pressure.
It's concoction
Arcana?
of banana peel.
Yeah, unless you have an ability that allows you to do this.
what the hell? I got a 7.
So Kurla's running down the passageway. How does she fail in making this?
I think because I'm still on like Bosch's back, I like try to get down. I'm like, wait, put me down. And then like I take it on my back leg and then I like spill it all over myself and I'm like, oh shit, like I can't.
And it trips us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys like sliding about, and before you know it, you slide into a parade that's walking its way by, and you guys knock over some trombonists and some balloons get let loose, and there's just a calamity of events as you guys tumble into the festival activities, drawing attention to you guys, especially
least I
from
smell
Raz
good.
and his minions, and they're drawing closer.
Oh, no. I'm scared.
Can I cast a
3
cantrip?
successes, 1 failure.
So I'd like to cast Ray of Frost, but at something that they've knocked over that helps push them. Because I don't want to hit them. I just want to hit, like, I don't know, a cart that fell over so that it pushes them because they've got the slippery juice on them now, and it would just make them slide over the ground.
Okay, sure. Let's call that Knowledge Arcana as well.
Oh, that's not less. That's great, but we'll try. I got a 19.
Wow. So you managed to just, and you like freeze up some of the slick, frost ahead of them, and they slide down away from the gaining hearing organization that is pursuing them.
Yes.
You managed to score a success. 4 successes to 1
Just
failure.
one more, guys. One more.
Okay.
All right. This is the festival that I have his ticket, right? The Raz's ticket.
Right.
All right. Well, I scream out and go, "Hey, this guy broke into his festival. He doesn't have a ticket. I want to see, where's his ticket? Where's his ticket?"
Tickets, please.
Security's come in. They've, asked him for his ticket, and he can't produce his ticket. So I'm hoping that security can actually intervene and actually take him out of the festival and leave us alone. Do we get lucky?
All right. Charisma, persuasion.
16.
Now we're playing D&D.
17.
So you're like, this guy doesn't have a ticket. And, people all of a sudden are just like, neither do we. It's a festival, man. And everyone just all of a sudden doesn't really care about what you're saying. And if anything, they kind of draw around you as you're trying to, make trouble. And it kind of ties you up. A failure for the party. 4 successes, 2 failures.
Come on.
Okay, I want to do something.
Whatever you have the highest bonus.
Okay. I have +2 animal handling. So I want to roll and see if my animal handling abilities help in some way.
Roll it up, Bhäst.
Oh God, I hope. Everybody.
Oh Jesus.
Oh God.
I've rolled a 5. So for a total of 7.
Wait, can I help?
Do you have animal handling as well?
I do.
Roll it. What's the total on your number, Bhäst?
My total was 7.
7.
Yeah.
14 plus 2, so 16.
So
Qiylnna is helping Bhäst.
I tried to. Yeah, so there's a cage of lions, and I released the lions, hoping that that my telepathic powers work somewhat in this new world of animal speaking or whatever, and they don't. It's a catastrophic fail. And
the lion starts going crazy, and Qiylnna all of a sudden opens up a cage of these small monkeys that are just like, and the monkeys start jumping around. One of them has this sort of like a blue little cap and just a blue little vest and just like a little small like braid in its hair, and it lashes on Qiylnna and holds on to her tightly. And all of a sudden, the monkeys start, arguing or fighting with the lion, like they just are tying up the lion. And luckily, it ties up the lion enough that you guys manage to slip away to the train yard. It's not quite enough to be a success, but it's enough to get away from the animals. Just as you arrive to hear, off in the distance, the tooting of the lightning rail as it's starting to leave the station. It's not much time. With the monkey still around Qiylnna, with its blue little vest and a blue little braid in its hair, you hear the train start pulling off into the distance. You haven't quite made it in time with a failure, but maybe there's just enough time to jump on the lightning rail. As you see Raz and his 2 minions running behind you. Now you imagine this thing is like a large train, and it's just crackling with electricity. And it's hovering maybe 5 feet above these pyramid stones that are just arcing up electricity. This is a powerful, powerful, magically enchanted train. And it's slowly pulling away from the station.
I'd like to use face step, my face step trait, racial trait that allows me to magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see.
Okay.
So it does the 30 feet put me in distance of the train.
It's 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be closer.
Okay, so I do that. I attempt to grab onto the train to get on it.
Qiylnna's like, poof, and the monkey's like still on it, just like going crazy as it just winked out of existence 30 feet closer to the lightning rail that's slowly pulling away.
They like to jump to try to get onto the actual train.
Yeah, you guys are running alongside the train as another car passes by as it's slowly picking up speed. And you can see that Raz and his 2 henchmen have just arrived. And they're like, you'll never get away! And they start chomping at your heels just as the last train is about to leave the station. Try your best.
Get onto the train?
Go ahead. Try to make an athletics check. All of you, to get on this.
Okay.
Oh, that is not
Can I see if there's like a fire alarm or anything so I can stop the train?
It won't stop.
Okay.
What is
I
it?
rolled.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 15 with a +3. So,
Okay, you guys are doing great.
I got a 21.
So,
Oh, just like Bhola.
right.
Nice.
All right, so great. So we're running through the traffic, trying to get up to the platform, and I happen to jump on top of one of the vehicles, and I reach down and grab both guys with my hands and lift them up onto the truck, and we all traverse the various vehicles and buildings till we get up to the platform.
Yeah, you're actually doing this on the train. You're like the train is pulling away, and you guys manage to you jump on the train and you grab someone else who's trying to get on as well. Grab Qiylnna. Boa, skillfully has held on to one of the train's railings as it's slowly pulling away from the station. You've just barely made success getting on
Can we
the
get
lightning
in the
rail.
car, or are we just like on the outside of the train?
What
You're
is
on the
it?
outside of the train,
Is
so
it like
you
a
can
boat?
imagine.
Executed.
Like
Right.
no, it's like a Victorian age train. Just the front engine is crackling with electricity as the other cars are being pulled along by this electrical, elemental powered train.
Is there any reason why we saw the monkey with us? Can I not just swing it around and just chuck it at Raz?
Well, it's around my neck.
Oh, is it?
Like-
Qiylnna
Like
has
we're
it.
hanging off the train, and then Boa just turns around like, "What is up with this monkey?"
So I climb the ladder that I imagined that I grabbed onto the roof and start like running to what I imagine is a passenger car somewhere, and drop down in between the cars to get through the door.
As you guys,
Raz?
as you look back, you see at the edge of the platform, Raz is standing there. And he's just slowly moving away as you guys bolt out of the station, the platform. Making your way into the lightning rail.
Qiylnna
So-
is sweating buckets.
Okay.
Let's see.
You guys
Um,
finally have a moment of reprieve.
Well,
Yes.
I'd like to dress the literal monkey around my neck.
Can I pet it?
It's just like eyes bulging, and it's just, it's covered in sweat as well as it's just freaking out. And it looks at Qiylnna and it's just like.
So at first, my first initial thing is to like try to like pull him off so I can like maybe carry him or put him in a hold that's going to keep him from.
It will allow it to if it's like a comforting cradling one. Yeah, it like swirls around, its little legs wrap around you, and it's just like
seems to be
scared.
A pretty good animal handler, so I'm gonna try to get this monkey off of you.
Well, I just
Hi.
pulled him down into like hold him like a kid, like a toddler.
He's a friend.
Oh,
You
good.
know.
Is he though? Because he has a little thing that is indicative of being Raz's monkey.
Oh, really?
No, it has a bow. It has a bow.
Oh,
A bow,
I
yeah, a blue
misunderstood.
bow, a blue vest.
Okay.
Like one of those
Oh.
performer monkeys, you know?
Well,
a little bit bigger
we
than
still
that.
have all the stuff that we're supposed to like documenting these animals. So is this an animal that we could document? Maybe it has some sort of importance to it.
Yeah, can
It's
I
up
see
to
if
you if
it's
you'd
like,
like.
Article that I have,
how intelligent is this monkey?
but it obviously can play a bow on its head.
Yeah.
You said you have good
Is it-
animal handling. Maybe you just tried to talk to it.
Yeah.
All right, I talked to the monkey, and the monkey says
What do you do?
3 plus what is it? Wisdom?
I believe so. Yeah, handling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Would you 3?
3 plus. Yeah, I got 6. So he just threw a shit at me. That's what it pretty much did. Just threw a shit at me.
Wow.
It like looks
Probably
at you.
deservedly.
And just kind of nod. Like, what do you do? What do you? It's not responsive to anything you're doing.
You're the one who wanted to chuck him.
I probably could have done it instead of talking to the monkey.
So you guys are in this lightning rail cart. It's a simple cart that has benches, lining the rows or lining the sides of the car. There's obviously a like a train, an alley in the middle that you can walk to, and it's filled with a variety of folk, simple folk. It seems you're in the meager common section. You can imagine other cars are luxury boxes, are dining, are cargo. You managed to slip in here relatively unnoticed. No one seems to be making a huff other than, the little old lady sitting next to you that's just like, most people come in through the doors, not through the service hatches.
I'd like to try to make it towards the more luxury boxes as I am accustomed to wealth.
Okay.
I am.
You don't want
I
to sit
guess I
amongst
follow
the peasants?
You guys notice this about Qiylnna, who's a little bit like, I'm not sitting here. I think I should go this way. Little monkey's like hanging off her, like,
Curla's never been to like a luxury cart, so she's like, oh, the luxury. Okay, let's go.
I'm heading this way. Follow me if you wish.
I'd like you to follow along, but I just would like to take one quick glance around the room. If there's anybody else in that room besides that old lady.
Yeah, there's like a handful of people here, maybe like 20 or so people sitting in the chairs, just simply.
That's
various
it?
sorts. Yeah, like
All right.
of
Are
all
they
different
staring at
disciplines,
us?
of all different colors, race, creeds. Yeah, elves, dwarves, common folk, middle class,
Orcs.
merchants.
Do we instinctively
Dragonborn.
know, like,
Dragonborn, yeah.
how to navigate being on a train, knowing when to get off or where we
Yeah.
need to stop? We know how to do that. Like, we
Like,
don't
we've
have to,
been
like,
on
learn
trains
or-
before.
Yeah, the lightning rail is a pretty common occurrence. It's one of the marvels here in the nation.
Okay.
It's been around during all of the past 100 years or so. It's quite a phenomenon. It's doesn't have a very frequent schedule, hence the need to get on this cart today of all days, and you've all successfully done so. And you're kind of navigating your way through each of the different carts, passing the dining cart.
How bougie is a luxury cart?
It's pretty.
They're not even let entry into it. There's someone that's just standing at the entry level, just like, tickets, please, tickets.
Qiylnna.
He's wearing a top hat. He's got a little bow tie on. Yeah,
I have the
he's
perfect
wearing
thing.
the H.E.A.R.I.N.G moniker. It is very, very, very high class here.
Can I drink?
I turned to Curla and I said, I could waste a spell slot and charm person it, but do we? I mean, personally, I find it to be a need, but I'm a little afraid about what's next.
Do it. It's gonna be a long rest on this train. Let's do it.
Okay. Before we do that, can I just does Boa's stolen festival tickets have anything to do with this train ride? Like, does it gain a special access? Like, does he attempt to use it as special access into the VIP area? Because I mean, Raz was chasing us, and these are his tickets.
It's not really,
yeah.
yeah. It's not really
Okay.
a H.E.A.R.I.N.G lightning rail ticket.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, does anybody have any magic that can make this ticket look like a train ticket?
I got charm person and I have minor illusion. Charm person is going to take one of my slots. Minor illusion is cantrip.
You could minor illusion a distraction, and we can sneak in.
Because
The
I
fact that we're
don't know
doing
what the
most, just try and
tickets.
get in this luxury cart.
I mean, I want to. It's important
Do
to
it.
me at Qiylnna.
Minor illusion, the ticket to look like a ticket.
Actually,
Yeah.
minor illusion 4 tickets that look like what I
That
guess
would be
I
good.
think the ticket looks like, because
But doesn't he have to handle? Just try it.
Okay,
Or
you
could
ready?
you just throw your monkey?
She
on
slides it
him,
like
distract
$40.
Can I bribe him?
If you'd like, you could certainly try.
Do I
No,
need
no,
to do
try the
anything for
tickets.
minor illusion?
No.
Tell you what I'm doing? Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of, one moment, and I walk behind Curla, but Curla's still facing away. And oh wait,
I smile at him.
but then I go to Boa because he's actually, I think you're wearing a backpack, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, like an adventurer's backpack, yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I just,
yeah,
I
yeah.
keep your head forward. And so I'm doing my little like casting of magic illusion behind him, making it look like I'm digging in the backpack. And I say, I found them. And I kind of dill out, like, hold 4 pieces and say, I have them here. I would like to keep them as a keepsake. Can I tear them for you?
I understand. The most exquisite VIP tickets are quite fabulous. Just let me bring them close to me. Oh my. Those tickets are very special. Those are very rare tickets indeed. Welcome. And he opens the door. I didn't know we had such fabulous patrons in our train today. However, did you get into the back of the coach? I'm completely sorry. We're completely sorry.
As you should be.
Welcome. And you just step into a different world where, there's fragrance in the air, there's like trays of meat and freshly cooked vegetables. The harpist is playing. There's drapery on the windows. There's elements with, prestidigitation spells which can cool or heat the air depending on what temperature you want. It's quite fabulous. Welcome to our finest car.
Yeah, as we walk by and Qiylnna says her bougie stuff, I give the ticket taker a look like, yes, stay below your pay grade, and we walk in.
You all manage to find nestle into a comfortable seat. It is inviting as you sit upon the luscious leather, the fine down feather. It's unbelievable. It's definitely going to make this trip a little bit more tolerable.
A lot more tolerable.
More tolerable.
So me and my monkey friend, who's now fallen asleep on my shoulder because he's my sweet baby.
Boy. What's his name?
I don't know.
Let's name him. We spend the whole trade run thinking of names.
As you mentioned that as well for the monkey, the ticket attendant. And who is this cohort group that we have here in our VIP section? We just need to mark down our most prestigious groups of people that come aboard. Who shall we write out this trip to?
Raz.
We are a cohort for Raz.
For hearing.
For hearing.
Yeah.
And on that note,
give him a symbol,
if I may. See the plains of H.E.A.R.I.N.G.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking something of that nature.
The train travels across the wonderful landscape. Perhaps you've never seen this sight before. The lands, the grasslands, the hills. You see animated plowshares and hoes worked by Magerite farmers. You see water across the river, the H.E.A.R.I.N.G. River, being pulled up by druids that channel the magic and redirect the currents and flows onto the farmlands. You see just the way the Alandarians use magic seems natural, part of their whole existence. The way they use these animated beasts to carry lumber, raw materials, clay. This landscape is remarkable. Together, you feel like you're forging this unity with one another, getting to know about each other and your personalities, who each other are, and what the cohort actually means. and what it means to Coda Inc. to help one another, especially as you learn about this organization chasing at your heels, coming after this golden hand shape. What is this? What is the Whispering Rock? And what lies for you at the base of the Star Peak Mountains? As our cohort, our unnamed first cohort, figures out what to do, who they are, and what each of them has to bring to the table. And as you're looking out the windows, you see a glint of the sun. It shimmers, and then one of these rays of golden light just breaks away and starts heading towards the train. And it flies with just ridiculously big, long leather wings. And as it approaches, there's just a roar from a dragon that takes form as it starts approaching. Qiylnna, this is an amazing thing, as a dragon has never been seen this close to before. And Qiylnna, you recognize it as one of your family members. See you next week.
We need to have a post-credit scene of the name picking.
Sure. We're still rolling, but that's where the session will end today, folks.
Oh shit. Fuck.
That's so crazy.
You guys, I'm busted. I'm busted, you guys.
But do you tell us? That's the question.
Oh, I will. I'll have a full-on
We'll find
anxiety
out.
attack. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll find out.
The names that I have found include
All ready for a little monkey friend.
Marcel, Saruman, Dalbert, Kenzor, or Kevin.
I like Marcel.
I like Kevin.
Kevin.
I kind of like all of them. I don't know. Let's shoot to die for it.
All of
Yeah, I like Kenzor. It's really like, yeah. But I don't know. It's
all
it's
have
not.
our own name.
You also need to figure out what you're going to name your cohort.
Shh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We are unnamed, aren't we?
You're the first unnamed cohort, yep.
Okay.
Brumar
So,
didn't quite get to that.
let's pick the cow name. the monkey's name.
The cow.
So we have one vote for Kenzor, one vote for Kevin, and one vote for Marcel.
Am I the tiebreaker?
Let's all shoot or die. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to chance. So there's
Wait,
four
so
names, right?
Right, yeah. So first one is Marcel.
Marcel,
So,
Kenzor,
1 to
and
So first we're doing Marcel. See how many we get from Marcel.
So 1 to
Kevin.
25 is the first name. 26 to 50 is the second name. 51 to 75 is the third name. 76 to 100 is the fourth name.
so what are we?
Oh, you? Oh.
Oh,
See
you're
what I'm doing?
rolling. Yeah.
The DM rolls.
so we all have to roll.
I'm
Wait,
rolling.
we're
I
all
rolled an
rolling?
89. So it's the last name.
Kevin.
Yay, Kevin.
It's
All
Kevin.
right, Kevin.
All right, I'm putting it in my character sheet.
I wanted
Kevin.
Marcel.
Okay.
Let's not go with Kevin.
Either Kevin. or
Fine.
Oh, so you're doing one for each?
I did a 25% chance for each name
Yeah.
as
So
the
the name's
tiebreaker, which
six.
was,
It's for sure
Yeah,
Kevin now.
Kevin.
I guess. I prefer
Well, you'll
Marcel.
always
man.
be Marcel to me.
Come on!
How about his name is Marcel Kevin? Kevin
Oh,
Marcel.
but use all the names. What are all the names?
Kevin Marcel. What is it?
Kenzor.
Kevin Marcel Kenzor. What was the last one?
There was only 3.
Oh, I thought there was 4.
So
Wait, there's only 3, so you have to roll again.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it? Marcel, Sauron, Kevin the Third.
Oh, Sauron. Yeah.
No, that reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
exactly what it is.
That was more of a joke.
Oh.
Kevin
Kevin
Marcel.
But I
Marcel's-
totally like Sauron too.
Okay, Kevin Marcel Kenzor.
The Third.
Kevin
Call him-
Marcel's
We
the
call
third.
him.
He was the
K.
third monkey.
Right.
There were
was?
other ones out there. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Kevin Marcel. What was this? Kevin Marcel.
Kenzor.
Oh,
Kenzor.
Kevin Marcel Kenzor the third.
What?
Beautiful.
KMK.
I love it.
Told
He's
you.
now listed in my
That's always
allies.
worth something.
What kind of monkey is he? I'm assuming like a little.
No, he's a bigger one than that.
Oh, let me look
like
at
a-
monkeys.
Like a circus monkey.
Aren't
Like a
those
chimp?
pretty small?
Not like the little monkey with the fez, like, no, he's like a bigger, like, he's like a tiny
Oh.
baby.
So yeah, it sounds more like a chimpanzee.
Like Curious
Right.
George and chimpanzee. Yeah.
Okay.
Chimpanzee.
Alex, you sound crazy same like a fucking monkey.
Well, I'll be having fun playing Kevin Marcel Kenzor the third.
Okay, so now our cohort. What shall we start discussing?
Oh, what's something that we all have in common besides being
These
coders?
conversations are happening on the train in that long ride.